न दाता। मन का विश्वास कमजोर होना, इतनी शक्ति हमें देना दाता। मन का विश्वास कमजोर होना, हम चले नेक रास्ते पे हमसे भूल कर भी कोई भूल होना, इतनी शक्ति हमें देना दाता। मन का विश्वास कमजोर होना, हम चले नेक रास्ते पे हमसे भूल कर भी कोई भूल होना। दूर अज्ञान के हो अंधेरे, तू हमें ज्ञान की रोशनी दे। दूर अज्ञान के हो अंधेरे, तू हमें ज्ञान की रोशनी दे। हर बुराई से बचते रहे हम, जितनी भी है भली जिंदगी दे। बैर होना किसी का किसी से, भावना मन में बदले की होना। हम चले नेक रास्ते पे हमसे भूल कर भी कोई भूल होना, इतनी शक्ति हमें देना दाता। मन का विश्वास कमजोर होना, हम चले नेक रास्ते पे हमसे भूल कर भी कोई भूल होना। हम न सोचे हमें क्या मिला है, हम ये सोचे किया क्या है अर्पण। हम न सोचे हमें क्या मिला है, हम ये सोचे किया क्या है अर्पण। फूल खुशियों की बाटे सभी को, सबका जीवन ही बन जाए मधुबन। अपनी करुणा का जल तू बहा के, कर दे पावन हर एक मन का कोना। हम चले नेक रास्ते पे हमसे भूल कर भी कोई भूल होना, इतनी शक्ति हमें देना दाता। मन का विश्वास कमजोर होना, हम चले नेक रास्ते पे हमसे भूल कर भी कोई भूल होना। गुरुर् ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरा। गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्म, तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरा गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरा गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरा गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरा गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरा गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरा गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः.
Welcome to Satsang. We are here back in the sacred and beautiful Jopuri of Puja Swamiji's rather than the rooftop today, because we've got the most extraordinary, exquisite windstorm picking up. In the midst of this heat wave, we were told we had at least another 2 or 3 days of very hot weather and maybe some rain this weekend. But just about half an hour ago, the most beautiful wind picked up, and the rooftops are windy, the trees are blowing. Even here in the Jopuri, we look out and the leaves are moving, the sky is full of such wind and such beautiful sounds of perhaps an impending rainstorm. So here we are back in the sacred Jopuri, but in the midst of the sacred energy of nature. It's such a beautiful time of the year, this spectrum of the power of Mother Earth, the power of the heat, and then the power of the rain, the power of the wind. And it's such a beautiful re-reminder, a constant re-reminder of how really we're at her mercy. We're not in control. We may have figured out some mathematical equations, some scientific facts here and there, but truly there but for her grace go we. Little bit of too much heat, little bit of too much rain, little bit of too much movement, too much wind, little bit, this side or that side. We're hopeless, helpless. So I love these very gentle reminders from Mother Earth of, you people think you're something. You people think you've got some kind of control over me. You think you've really mastered something here. She's just letting us. She's letting us catch glimpses into pieces of her. This is the equation by which gravity works. This is the equation by which mass and energy interact. This is the equation of what speed looks like with mass, with energy. These are just glimpses. They're not control. So I love looking out at the wind, not knowing. 10 minutes from now, is it just going to be more sunshine? Is it going to be rain? Is it going to be more wind? Realizing, hey, Mom. Hey, Mother Earth. Hey, Mother Nature. Hey, Mother Goddess. Hey, divine power of Shakti. We are your children. Thank you. Thank you for allowing us to live. in your lap. Thank you for allowing us to suckle from you, to eat your fruits. Thank you for holding us. And it's just such an incredibly humbling, awe-inspiring moment of just gratitude and love for this extraordinary planet that the divine has given us, with all of the powers, this extraordinary universe, the intersection of the power of the sun, the power of the moon, the power of this gravity between them. How this little planet we live on intersects with all of the planets and the stars of our solar system, our galaxy, other solar systems, other galaxies, this universe, other universes. That infinite nature of creation. And it's such a beautiful, beautiful reminder of truly, there but for your grace go we. So, as we sit here in this beautiful, beautiful sacred hut, look out, hear the wind, it reminds us of the extraordinary grace of being given a home where that balance of oxygen, of carbon dioxide, of temperature, of pressure is so precious. And yet how the divine creator, the divine sustainer, the divine mother goddess keeps that balance of oxygen, of carbon dioxide, of pressure, of temperature, of water, in such a way that we actually can keep living healthily. And what's required of us? Just to live in gratitude, just to open ourselves to grace, just to live humbly, to realize truly how extraordinary creation is, and to connect with that thread of consciousness that weaves us to it, that makes us realize we are not separate. Not separate from the wind, not separate from the rain, not separate from the sun, not separate from the rivers, not separate from the mountains or the trees, not separate from our sisters and brothers of every species, every color, all over this little world on planet Earth and the whole greater world. It's all that's asked of us. Wake up. Wake up to that extraordinary truth. So welcome. Welcome to Satsang. We'll begin as per our beautiful tradition with a question that's been sent in advance, and then open it up to all of you who are joining us from all over the world. Whatever questions are in your minds and your hearts, in your homes, in your rooms, in your apartments, wherever you are these precious and precarious days of this pandemic. Dearest Sadhviji, what are some of the signs that we are progressing spiritually. So a lot of us who come onto a spiritual path, but who weren't necessarily born into it, and who spent most of our youth and even part of our adult life in the world of academics, in the world of career. We look for rungs on a ladder. We look for some kind of goals, some sort of markers along the way to know, where am I on this ladder? How do I know if I'm getting higher and higher? Everywhere else in life, we're given these markers. Academically, we go from first grade to second grade to third grade to fourth grade. We go all the way up. We go from maybe failing to getting a D, to getting a C, to getting a B, to getting an A, to being top of the class. There's very clear markers. In our careers, we go maybe from an entry-level clerk. We work our way up, slowly, slowly. How do you know you're doing well? President of the company. CEO of the company. The boss. It's very clear. Your bank account grows. Size of your house grows. Number of cars in your driveway grows. The respect that people look at you with grows. The amount you spend on a meal in a restaurant grows. So in a spiritual life, a lot of us tend to look in the same way. What are my markers? But a spiritual path is not about some artificial marker that someone else sets for us, that someone else says, this is success. Spiritual life isn't about what colors you see in your meditation, what shapes. Sometimes people say, is this color better than that? Is this shape better than that? Is it better to see colors or not colors? Don't worry. What matters in your meditation is, are you seeing yourself? That's what meditation is about. It's not about shapes and colors. It's not about a kaleidoscope. It's about yourself. And so on a spiritual path, ask yourself, am I going deeper? Am I getting clearer? That's how to know. We get more and more humble. The deeper and deeper on a spiritual path you go, the humbler and humbler you get. Because the closer and closer to God we get, the more we realize, wow, here we are as nothing, as tiny, infinitesimal, not even microscopic, grains of sand on an infinite beach, in this infinite universe. Who do we think we are? This brain that's made up of trillions of neurons, any one of which stops working, we're over. And so we get humbler and humbler to realize, wow, here we are. By thy grace. Humbler and humbler. But also amazingly, simultaneously, we get more and more full, more and more courageous, more and more confident, because we realize we are one. We are one with that Creator, one with that creation. And if we just could stop identifying as the grain of sand on the beach, if we just could stop identifying as this individual, tiny, ever-changing, material thing, if we just could stop identifying as that and realize we are one with creation, one with the Creator. And so as we go deeper on a spiritual path, it's this simultaneous convergence of humility, absolute humility. I am nothing. And total courage due to that connection with everything, that awareness. I am one with all. And so what we find happens is our attachment to the infinitesimal, our attachment to how the grains of sand are arranged on the beach, which grain of sand is bigger than which grain of sand, which grain of sand is blowing in which direction, which grain of sand is looking at us in which way. That attachment dissipates. And so a really good way to ask yourself where you're going on a spiritual path is, how much of my day, how much of my time and energy is spent focused, blown around like a grain of sand on a beach by all of the other grains of sand? How much of my self-identification is in what this one is saying, what this one is doing, how this one is looking at me, how I compare to this one, how I compare to that one? And how much of it is rooted in a fullness, a completeness of knowing I am a tool in God's hands. I am a grain of sand in the infinite wind, blowing me wherever I am supposed to be blown, taking me wherever I am supposed to go. I don't need to know where it is. I don't need to worry. I don't need to compare to where the other one's blowing. But rooted in that connection and that courage that comes from being one with God. And so we find ourselves serving with love, with joy, knowing that every one of us has the divine flowing through us. And as we look out in nature and we realize that all of nature serves, whether it's a flower giving fragrance, a river giving water, the sun giving us warmth and light, the wind bringing us coolness, the rain giving us water, whatever it may be. Every aspect of nature fulfills its role, and so do we. So ask yourself, how much of my life, how much of my energy is spent in just allowing that divine will to flow through me? And how much of it is spent saying, oh, why me? That's not fair. This isn't fair. You're the problem. You're the problem. You're the problem. Ask yourself that. How much is spent in gratitude, in humility and love? And how much is spent complaining, grumbling, in grudges? These are the marks. It's not about shapes and colors and lights. It's about the light that allows you to see yourself. gratitude, joy, humility, service. These are the marks. And you are the best judge. There's no one who's going to give you a certificate. Lots of people who may be happy to take your money to give you one, but no one who can really give you that, because you're the only one who knows the workings of your own mind. So stop worrying about the certificates of others, the stamp of approval of others, and really look within. We all know. We all know where we stand. Look deeply within. You'll know. But don't feel badly. Don't judge. Don't condemn. Just realize, wow, what a great blessing. So many more layers I have to unfold. So many more layers I have to peel. So much more extraordinary work I have to do. And at the same time, we realize, and I'm already there. And again, it's a convergence of an awareness that there's nowhere to go, nothing to do, because you're already there. And so many layers, so much to peel back, so much to see, so much to unfold, so high to rise, so deep to drop. And you're already there.
How do we meditate on the divine sound?
So when we decide that we're going to meditate on sound, just like whether we decide we're going to meditate on a mantra, on a prayer, on a name of God, on our breath, on inquiry, there's so many different ways to do it. But the meditation on sound is a meditation that takes us into the awareness that we are one with all of creation. That's what all meditation does. And whether through a mantra, through a name of God, you realize that you are one with the divine, whether through meditating on your breath, you realize you are one with all, through meditating on sound, we realize that sound within us is the sound of the universe. There's actually some beautiful scientific research that shows that the sound of the universe, going back maybe even to the Big Bang or before, but that thread that weaves together what our science shows us about the creation of the universe from a Big Bang into the divine within us, that thread through it all is the sound of Om. That when we are quiet within ourselves, the sound that we hear is the sound of Om. That when we are quiet in the universe, the sound of the universe is the sound of Om. And as I said, I've even seen research that sound that came with that bang was that sound of Om reverberating through the universe. So as we meditate on it, it's not just meditating on a word or a sound or syllables of ah, ooh, but it's meditating through sound. And that's an important distinction. It's not meditating just on sound. It's meditating through sound. It's using sound the same way that we use mantra, the same way we use breath, to connect us to the divine, to the universe, to consciousness, to infinity. And so as you chant Om within, or as you close your eyes and you meditate on that sound of Om within, realize that that is the sound that's not just in you, but that is the sound in the universe. And through that sound, you realize you are the universe. So close your eyes and chant Om within. You can begin, if you'd like, by chanting it out loud, but then slowly, 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 slowly bring it to an internal chant. You can chant it on the breath. You can chant Om on the inhalation, Ma on the out exhalation. And as you do that, Om, Ma, as you do that, realize that's not just the sound of your breath. Or you can do Om on the inhalation, Brahm on the exhalation. Or you can do just Om, whatever works for you. But as you do it, realize this isn't just a word, a phrase, a mantra. This is a thread connecting you to the universe. So use it. Use it as that. And then slowly, slowly, slowly you'll find, even when you're not sitting in meditation, as you're moving through the world, Om is chanting itself. Whether it's when you walk, as you move, it becomes that sound of you as you move through the universe, connecting you to the universe, to the divine, to the sound. And that sound is the divine. So use it. Have a beautiful, beautiful next few days. We'll gather back with you again on Thursday, either here, if we have another tufan, another beautiful windstorm, or back on the roof with Mother Ganga flowing behind us. We'll gather with you here, from the banks of Mother Ganga to you. And know that as these days go by, the days of this pandemic, know that we are here together. And know that we are here for a purpose. So wherever you are, connect. Don't get frustrated. Don't get tired. It's very easy. So many people these days are writing in, oh my God, I'm going stir crazy. I'm so fed up. I'm so frustrated. When is this going to end? Realize this is a lesson for life. It's a lesson for life about going within, It's a lesson for life about what's important. It's a lesson for life about patience. It's a lesson for life about resilience. It's a lesson for life about coming together in community. It's a lesson for life of knowing that wherever God puts us, it's exactly where we are supposed to be. And it's a lesson for life of realizing that we have within us whatever we need. So don't allow yourselves to disintegrate and degenerate into frustration, into violence, into addiction, into distraction. Stay awake, stay grounded, stay anchored, and know when you feel really, really at your wit's end, know that we are here with you. Here on the banks of Ganga, we are with you. You're not alone. Wherever you are, we're here with you. So stay connected and know that there will be a time, whether it's weeks or months, there will be a time when you can actually come and be back here physically. And until then, know we are there with you in love and in spirit. So, so much love to you all. Have a beautiful 2 days till Thursday.